Welcome to Sydney, Australia, Australia's largest city, and home to an estimated 5 million people. This sprawling metropolitan area covers over 12,000 square kilometers. Sydneysiders are a diverse bunch, with just over 40% of them being born in a different country. This makes Sydney a beacon of culture and diversity. But its unique diversity does not end there. Hundreds of species of animals live along the shores of the Sydney Harbour, and thousands more reside below the sapphire waves. But today, we're going to focus on those that have committed to living alongside us humans, and have made Sydney their home. These creatures have learned to adapt to an ever-changing urban environment, creating new niches of survival where their old habitats were lost. Animals that survive in an urban environment must be creative, tough, and flexible, and one of these is known infamously across Australia as the bin chicken. The Australian white ibis, as it is known, is an extremely versatile and adaptable wading bird, with its highly specialized long bill perfect for digging up crayfish and mussels, as well as its bald head, also an adaptation to keep clean while digging around in the sand and mud. The Australian white ibis does not seem like a city dweller, and for a long time this was the case. The first Australian white ibises began showing up in Sydney during the 1970s, as their native marsh habitats continued to be developed. Soon the Australian white ibis became a daily sight for every Sydneysider. While populations are declining in their traditional wetland habitats, we are now seeing twice as many in the Sydney region according to the Royal Botanical Gardens. The same features that allowed the bin chickens to be successful in the wetlands are also very helpful for scavenging urban environments. Their elongated bills, once used for sifting through mud and silt, now can pierce the toughest garbage bag and reach deep for bits of food, or digging for grubs and worms on the playing field. These impressive birds continue to spread across Australia's urban environments, creating a new role and lifestyle from where the old one was lost. Like the ibis, the Australian brush turkey has been able to adapt to urban environments. This large bird has increasingly moved into backyards, much to the chagrin of gardeners. Brush turkeys survive off of seeds, fruits, and small animals, and have been known to capitalize on unattended lunch, as they're trying to do here in North Sydney. The last of the urban survivors that we are looking at today is the sulfur-crested cockatoo. Arguably the loudest and most noticeable of Sydney's urban wildlife, its piercing call can be heard for kilometers around. These birds have adapted well to an urban environment, specifically to the layout of an urban park, which generally consists of a number of large shady trees in which the cockatoos can roost. They are highly intelligent animals and are also highly destructive. They enjoy tearing apart wooden decks and furniture, causing them to be seen as pests. All urban animals, including the cockatoos, will be tempted if people offer them food, but feeding wildlife is highly problematic and against the law in Australia. It results in the animals becoming dependent on humans for food, as well as causing them to lose their fear of humans. Then they end up approaching random people and react negatively when they do not receive food. These three birds represent only a small sliver of Sydney's huge and complex biodiversity. While these and some other species have adapted to urban environments, most of Sydney's fauna has not been able to adapt to the changing landscape. It's important to protect and restore natural habitats, as we can maintain Sydney's great diversity for generations to come.